Good morning, friends. Chad here. I just wanted to give an encouraging word on this Holy Saturday of Holy Week. I call today Silent Saturday, or the silence of Saturday. And to me, what this represents between Good Friday, Christ and his crucifixion, Resurrection Sunday, when Jesus is raised from the dead and conquered death itself. I'm reminded that this day is so meaningful for those of us who are on the pilgrimage of faith, of following Jesus as his all of life disciples. To me, Saturday represents the gap between promise and fulfillment, between death and resurrection, between hope that feels deferred and future glory. It's the silence of Saturday that many of us experience acutely every day. When will the marriage be restored? When will my prodigal come home? When's the miracle going to happen? When is the financial breakthrough? When is that relationship that's gone sour or sideways going to be healed? When is that thing I'm contending and crying out for going to be realized? To me, the glory of this Holy Saturday is God enters into that space of now and not yet, of waiting, of wandering, of aching with us. And it's in these days I'm reminded of 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20. What is it that makes the silence of Saturday bearable and endurable? It's what happened on Friday. 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20 says it the most simply, clearly, and beautifully. You are not your own. You've been bought with a price, the precious blood of Jesus. It's in the silence of this Holy Saturday, I'm reminded, whatever it is you're contending for me, it's still physical, emotional breakthrough. How long, oh Lord? I found myself over these last multiple months saying something to the effect of, God, I just want my life back. And I hear the Spirit whisper multiple times, and I hear it acutely on the silence of this Holy Saturday. You're not your own. The silence, the tension, the ache of Holy Saturday, of the silence of this day between death and resurrection is bearable because of what happened on Friday. You see the breakthrough, no amount of our own contending, crying out, declaring the promises, all of those things are good. We're called to do those things as disciples of Jesus. But we're reminded that it's ultimately not up to us. It's in the silence of Saturday between the crying out for the miracle, for the restoration, for the healing, for the blessing, for the breakthrough. We're reminded we're not our own. My life doesn't belong to me. My life is wrapped up in him. Galatians 2:20 reminds us that I no longer live. The life I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself up for me. We're reminded in Colossians 3:1 through 4 that we died. Our life is now hidden with Christ in God. It's in the silence of Saturday between the now and the not yet, between death and resurrection. We're tempted to lose heart and to give up hope, waiting for the miracle, for the breakthrough, for the prodigal to come home, for the marriage to be restored, for the relationship to be healed. But we're reminded in the silence of Saturday that we can endure it. We can stay in the tension because of the transaction and the purchase that happened on Friday. We're not our own. We can trust the God who raises the dead. We can live in the tension of the wrestling, of the questions, of the ache, of the living between the now and the not yet. And we hear the blood of Jesus say from Friday, you belong to me. Brokenness is not the end. Barrenness is not the end. Suffering is not the end. Death is not the end. Christ has risen, as we'll celebrate tomorrow on Resurrection Sunday. So as we often, as pilgrims of the journey of faith, as disciples of Jesus and his kingdom, Holy Saturday reminds us that we're not alone in the silence and the ache and the pain and in the wondering and the questions and the concerns, the contending and the crying out. God is there with us. And even if you're like me and you've cried out like I have, I just want my life back. I just want to be back to normal. Hear the voice of Jesus say, your life is not your own. I'm with you in the pain. After you've done all your contending, and that's good to contend, ask, seek, and knock. There's too many things, too many verses there. We're to contend. We're to stand on the promises, declare the covenant. We're to put on the armor, all of the things we could do. Speak out our identity. I do those things and you do those things. But after we've done all of that and we're still in the now and the not yet, we've not received the full breakthrough of the thing we're crying out for. We hear the whisper of the Spirit on Holy Saturday. You're not your own. I'm with you in the silence of this Saturday between death and resurrection. You've been purchased, you've been bought, you've been claimed. You and I belong to Jesus. This does not mean we do not contend or cry out for the full breakthrough, blessing, or deliverance or promise to be fulfilled, but it tethers all of our contending with the confident hope that we belong to Jesus, no matter how long it takes, and that we serve the God who raises the dead. So may you be strengthened on this Saturday, in the silence of Saturday, between the now and the not yet, between death and resurrection. And may you experience the God who fills up the silence of this day with his very presence in love.